I'm here and I'm happy to be here and I'm happy you're here. So let's just get talking because today we're talking about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. It's called You Teach People How to Treat You. And it's near and dear to my heart because I learned these lessons the hard way, right? I learned that I teach people how to treat me. And who knew that? I certainly didn't, right? Hey, Fran, how you doing? It's good to see you. I love the little bear. So you get these kicks, you get these things, and people are treating you in ways that you really would like them not to be. Like they're doing things that just irk you and make you upset, and you feel emotionally or mentally abused because of their behaviors. But we've taught them how to treat us. So we have to start to be honest and say, what is it about me that's allowing this? What have I, what are the signals and reactions and things that I'm doing that show people that this is okay? Because those are the things that are making them feel it's okay. And when you stop giving them those, they're going to stop acting the way they're acting because they're no longer getting what they want from you. And that was such a mind boggler to me to understand when people say something or do something, most of the time it has nothing to do with me. I spent a lot of my life allowing people to use guilt to get me to do things that I didn't want to do. And it took a long time for me to realize that they weren't guilting me because they felt some kind of way about what they were telling me. It was how I taught them to deal with me. And I remember some one time having a conversation with someone and they were talking with another person outside of that I don't know about. But when they were talking to me, they said that the person they were talking to said, "Yeah, but you know how to deal with Pam." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, well, yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I do." That's what she said. She was like, "Yeah, yeah, I do." And I looked at her and I was like, "Wait, what? How do you deal with me?" And then she realized she wasn't supposed to have said that out loud. So she backed up. But here's the thing. Obviously, I had taught a wide range of people that this is how you deal with me to get what you want. And so everybody knew the secret except me. And I had to figure out how to realize that when people are saying all these things and trying to make me feel guilty and want to do it, it was because they had an agenda of what they were trying to do. They had something they were trying to make happen, and I was getting in the way of making that happen, right? And so, yes, it's something we all need to be aware of because we're not. And so here it was, and I had to say, wow, okay, so I don't like what I'm getting. I have to change what I'm giving so I get something different. And it took that long to realize it was an agenda thing. It had nothing to do with me. It was their agenda that they were trying to meet. And provided they did certain things, I would meet that agenda. I had to stop doing that. And at this point, I have a cousin right now that still does not speak to me. He has never forgiven me for finally standing up to him. And it's amazing to me. I finally stood up to him and put him out of my house. And so he doesn't talk to me. He doesn't come where I am. He will not deal with me. And you know what? It's okay with me. Because what I realized is if the only way he and I could be friends is if I was willing to let him walk all over me, then that wasn't a relationship worth nurturing. So I let him go. Because sometimes when we start trying to figure out these healthy boundaries and how to make sure that we can stop whatever's happening to us, the healthy boundary is to let that person out of our lives. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes really you just have to let that toxic person go. in order to take care of you. Because you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. You can only control what you're doing and how you're doing it. So, what I've learned is that when I don't like how someone's treating me, I have to look at and really identify what that behavior is that I don't like, what it is I don't like about how they're treating me. And then, oh, cool, cool. Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to put that into fact, right? So I love it, Frank. You were talking about this with someone else after hearing me talk about it because it teaches you and you're like, wow, okay, I don't like how this person is treating me, and I can figure out something else to do other than what I'm doing. So I have to identify the behavior I don't like. And then I have to be honest and identify what it is that I'm doing that's inviting that behavior, or at least making it seem like that behavior is okay. And when I do that, I'm giving myself now the information I need to change it. Because all I have to do is stop what I'm doing to encourage it, to say, okay, we're not accepting this behavior anymore. And I can have a conversation with that person and say, look, I know you like to come and do such and such a thing, like you like to walk into my house at 3 o'clock in the morning unannounced and have me do such and such. But I don't appreciate that, and it wakes me up, and I don't want you to do that. So don't come at my house at 3 o'clock in the morning unannounced. Period. That's not going to be acceptable anymore. And then I have to enforce it. So if they come to my house at 3 o'clock in the morning, everything has to be locked, and they can't come in, and they can't call me because my phone is on do not disturb, and they're just outside. They have to go away now. So, because I've now told them. But guess what happens? Guess what happens? Very, very quickly, that behavior becomes no longer useful to them because it doesn't get them their desired results, doesn't get rewarded. They're just locked out. So, guess what they're not going to be doing? Coming at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? It's just a matter of setting boundaries and deciding that you're going to enforce it and that you're going to make it be your boundary that protects you, regardless of how they feel about it. So they can either respect it or they can go away. But they can't get what they want anymore because you're not giving them that. And that's a huge, huge, huge understanding. I mean, there were so many things where I was always angry about what people were doing or saying or how they were dealing with me. And when I started changing how I responded and how I approached them and how I let things go, not trying to ignore the bad behavior, because then people just are more persistent, but letting them know it was not happening anymore and changing my willingness to accommodate it. It changed my life. People started treating me differently because I expected different. We teach people how to treat ourselves. We teach people how to treat us. You're teaching people how to treat you. And you treat other people how they've taught you to treat them. I just want you to be really clear about that and know that you're teaching people how to treat you every day. And if you want to be treated differently, then change what you're doing to encourage the behavior. And that's going to change how you're treated. All right. That's my talk for today. And I hope you guys got something out of it. And I will talk to you next time. All right. Take care, everybody. I love you guys. Bye.